Hi spooky friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I am doing something a little bit different. Reading books kind of outside my comfort zone, and also books that my friend has picked for me. I have a number of books that my friend has suggested to me. Some of them are ones that I've shown an interest in, or others are kind of books she thinks I might like that may kind of challenge me a little bit. I thought it would be really good to jump in here and do the intro now, whilst having started a couple of these books. My idea is to read a chapter or two of each of the books and then decide which one I'm going to start reading. So, on the Kindle, I have started One Dark Window. I'm on chapter 6 because I feel like this one has intrigued me a little bit more. So it's also one of the longer ones, so I thought I would try and get a head start on reading this. One Dark Window is like an atmospheric story that is following a girl who has a monster in her because of a Providence card. I think that's the plot line. It is perfectly fitting for me to start it when I'm starting it. It is the middle of September, and this book discusses like the harvest and the equinox, which is kind of like timely because we are coming into that season. It is atmospheric and I'm really intrigued to see where it goes. The next book is The Grief Nurse by Angie Spoto. I've read The Bone Diver by this author, so this one is the most likely one that I will enjoy. I have only read literally one chapter, but I don't really know what to say about this one so far because I am only one chapter in. But I am intrigued. I do have the audio for this, which is quite exciting because I do love listening to books. I am excited to read this because I did love The Bone Diver. So we'll see. But The Grief Nurse is basically set in Scotland in the 1920s. And it's like a woman who is a grief nurse, and they join the family, or they're like already part of the family. I'm not entirely sure, but they experience grief and it is her job to kind of heal the family. But once everyone gets together, secrets and stuff are unveiled. So I'm intrigued nonetheless, but I do need to read a little bit more of it before I can decide what my current thoughts are. The next one is way outside of my comfort zone, I think, which is Lightlark by Alex Aster. According to my friend, this is the book that has the most romance in it. And if you know me and you know this channel, I try to avoid anything to do with romance if it's the main plot. But I don't think that's the main plot in this book. This is about a game every century, and it's like called the Centennial. Yeah. The island of Lightlark appears and they have to take part in a deadly game. I've seen Alex Aster kind of promote this on TikTok, which is the reason why I brought it up, because I have seen it and I don't really know it's going to be something for me, but I have been giving it a go. I am 7 chapters in and I will say it's not really hooking me just yet. I love the concept currently, but not entirely sure how it's going to go. I'm going to read maybe 2 more chapters to kind of get a better gist of it, and then see where we go from there. Then we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is the one that scared me the most because it does say a love story on here and I am terrified of that. But I love space and I love astronomy and anything to do with the atmosphere. So I thought that this book would be very intriguing to kind of try. I've read the seven lives. What is it called? No, it's called The Seven Husbands. I've read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by this author and I did not like it. I am definitely one of the minorities who doesn't really enjoy that book, so I've always kind of put off her other works, but my friend has put this one on her list, so we're gonna give it a go. I also have an audio version of this book as well, so we will be tandem reading and listening to this book. All I know is this is about a woman who wants to become the first astronaut in space, I think. And it does say it's set in the 80s. So yeah, I'm intrigued, scared but intrigued. I haven't read anything of it yet. I have only picked up those 3 books, but I think tonight I will read a little bit of Atmosphere to kind of see where I want to start. Then we also have The Ministry of Time. So this is a sci-fi story, I believe. This is the one I know the least about. I seen it when I was waiting on a train in Newcastle, and I was going to buy it because it seemed intriguing. Every cover was different and I was like, why not? I mean, it sounds intriguing. People seem to like it. It's got lots of like reviews and stuff. But I didn't. I ended up buying Bunny, which is probably a mistake because I hated Bunny, but that's not for this video. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't know much about it. I don't even know a concept to just mention to you. That's how little I know about this book. So quickly reading like the first little bit, it says a boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end, England is forever, England must fall. I haven't read anything of this one yet, but I will probably also read a little bit of this book tonight alongside Atmosphere, and then I will pick a book to continue reading.
Finally pinned her down like a loose thread in the universe, and it was safely tucked down the back of her dress, along her spine.
So we're back. I have read some more of our books, and I will say I have finished The Grief Nurse. This one I thought was going to be the one I enjoyed the most. Unfortunately, I haven't enjoyed it. I've given it a 2.5 star. I feel like the fantasy was so low stakes. There was little world building or explaining, and I just was wanting more of my questions answered that I wasn't getting in this. I feel like the writing could have been better. And I can tell that this is her debut novel because I loved The Bone Diver, which is her second book. I felt like it was more fleshed out and the world was more developed, whereas with The Grief Nurse there's less explanation. Who becomes a grief nurse? Why did they become a grief nurse? And I feel like it was only like touched upon, but I needed more. I feel like this really short book could have been a lot bigger because of the lack of world building. So yeah, that is The Grief Nurse. 2.5 stars. Didn't like it. Sorry. Makes me nervous for the other books in this stack that my friend has given me, because that was the most hopeful book she had, and then also me as well, because of my 4-star read from her other work. So that's unfortunate. So we're starting with a 2.5 star read. I am now about 60% through Atmosphere. Again, I was expecting a lot more space in this, but it is more personal life with a sprinkle of space. So I'm not sure if I'm going to really love this one, but I am continuing because I am intrigued to see what happens in the end. But I feel like there is too much personal life for me to care. I'm reading it because I love space, but there's very little of that currently. So that's where we're at with Atmosphere. One Dark Window on the Kindle is in the other room because I'm currently reading it. I am 14 chapters in now and I am enjoying it. It's very atmospheric. I'm actually quite excited to see if I end up enjoying One Dark Window more than The Grief Nurse, because I wasn't too sure about One Dark Window, but I am actually enjoying it. And then we have Lightlark, which I am now 50% of the way through, and I feel like this one's dragging for me. I don't care for the characters, and at 50% I'm now wondering, should I just DNF or should I just finish it to find out what happens at the end of this book? But I just don't care about the characters currently, so I'm not sure. And I would say let me know, but I can't. So as you can't tell me right now, I'm going to be asking my friend what she thinks. Should I just stop reading Lightlark or should I just continue? So in the next update you will find out what her suggestion is on Lightlark. But that is the update for now. I haven't started Ministry of Time just yet. I'm waiting for my Audible to renew so I can get the audiobook for that and kind of tandem read along. So that's the update for now. I am still intrigued and I feel like One Dark Window might be the winner out of this video, which is something I did not expect. So I guess I will catch you in the next update. But thank you for watching this so far. Do stick around, subscribe, and let me know what other type of vlog you would want to see next. Just quickly jumping in here to kind of tell you where I'm at with this video. I have now finished Lightlark by Alex Aster, and unfortunately I really didn't like this. I did message my friend to see her advice on if I should DNF at 50%. By the time I sent it I was like 60% away through, so I just continued, and I'm just not a fan. I don't like anything about this book, and I thought in the beginning I was going to, but it was just a lot of like writing for the sake of it, and there was like nothing really happening that was intriguing to me. And the only thing that was kind of interesting was the betrayal and the kind of plot twist at the end, but I didn't care enough for that plot twist to make an impact on me and my reading experience with this book. I feel like the writing was very lackluster. There was barely any excitement in the writing to make me want to keep reading. Somehow I did keep reading it despite my better judgment. So the tagline says lie, cheat, betray. So yeah, that is in this book, but there's just not a lot of it. And when it came around to the lying, the cheating and the betrayals, I just wasn't hooked and I just didn't enjoy it. So for that reason I'm only giving this like 1.5, maybe 2 stars. But I really would not recommend Lightlark. I think it's been overhyped. It's not as good as everybody says. It's definitely not page turner, and I really don't have anything good to say about it. I'm currently 2 books into this video and both of them have been shocking, and I'm not really having a good time with any of the others, so this video isn't going so well. I'm almost finished One Dark Window, so I've got like 60 pages left to finish that book. I'm waiting for my audio subscription to renew so I can finish Atmosphere. I've already told you a little bit about Atmosphere and where I'm at, how I'm feeling. So I've got no updates there, and I haven't started Ministry of Time yet because I need to wait for that audio to renew so I'm able to read that one in tandem. But we are 2 books down. Hopefully the next update will be a little bit better. I will have some more positive news. With One Dark Window, I am currently enjoying it more than the other 2. That's not to say I really love the book. I really don't. I'm just enjoying it a little bit more than the other ones. But I will do a full recap on One Dark Window when I finished it and give you some of my thoughts. Obviously with this I'm not going into too much detail because I just don't really want to spend the time doing that, because I didn't really enjoy them, so there's no point delving deep into the plot and the lack of world building and everything. So Lightlark is done. One Dark Window will be next, and then I should be finishing Atmosphere and starting Ministry of Time. And that is where we're at with this video. Thank you for sticking with it. Let me know what your thoughts are on these books if you have read them yourself. What was your opinion? Obviously this is just my own personal opinion, and you are free to enjoy whatever books you want to enjoy. I just know my personal taste, and this was just like a fun little challenge that we wanted to do, so we are doing it. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So I will check back in with another update very soon. See ya! I am jumping in to do a really quick little catch up for this video. As you can tell, I haven't set up the camera, and I'm just gonna pop in now to tell you a little bit about the books that I have finished. So the last time you saw me, I was probably reading One Dark Window. I have since read more of Atmosphere, so I've got 2 books to update you on. Firstly, let's talk about One Dark Window. I don't think I've done much of an update on that. I read it on the Kindle, so I don't have it physically to show you, but I think I enjoyed this one the most so far out of all the books that I have been reading for this video. I have given it 3 stars, maybe 3.5. So still not my favourite books of all time, but it is much better. An improvement on the other 2 that I have finished. So One Dark Window is quite atmospheric, and it does have like the autumn fall feel to it. It is set around the harvest and the equinox, so I kind of picked that up at the perfect time. And essentially the plot is really about these cards, and I think my enjoyment came from the atmosphere more than the plot. And I really liked the writing style, to be fair. It was very engaging. It kept me wanting to read. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think Rachel's writing was really good in this. Although I would say it doesn't make me want to pick up the second book, because I'm just not that interested in the story. So saying that, the story is centered around these Providence cards, and that is essentially what the plot is. We're following her through the forests and with the nightmare, trying to find these cards to stop a curse. And there's so much focus on these cards that I didn't really care about it. I was only there for the vibes, and so that's why I give it a 3, maybe 3.5. I finished it and it didn't make me want to pick up the next one, but it was still much better than the other 2, so I'm kind of happy that that had happened. This book is 80% love and family and 20% space. That's not how it was pitched. That's not what the marketing leans into. We are told that this is a space book, and it's just not. This one was probably a 2-star read for me. The only element of this that I actually enjoyed was how Joan had this like motherly instinct for her niece, and how that was developing. But that was the only thing about the personal side that I was really invested in, seeing her like become this figure for her niece. And the space elements were very minimal, and I just wanted a lot more of them in space and a lot more descriptions and things like that. It does scream very contemporary and more about people and life and, you know, that sort of thing. I don't really read that type of book, so I don't feel like this author is for me, and that's absolutely fine. Like, if you love this author, that's absolutely fine for you, but she just doesn't resonate with me. So that's Atmosphere. If you are interested in picking this one up, I would suggest lowering the expectations on the level of space that is in this, because it's very minimal in terms of what it sets out to do. So currently in this video, I have read The Grief Nurse by Angie Spoto, Lightlark by Alex Aster, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am 4 out of the 5 down, and I am really excited to get into Ministry of Time. Currently, I'm not too sure if I'm going to enjoy that one either. So this is a vlog that is full with 2 to 3 star books, which is fine. You know, we're trying things out of our comfort zone, and that's fine. So one last book, and then this video will be over. Excuse the squeaking in the background. That is Axel playing with his new toy that we gave him today, and he's almost killed. The legs off the bat have come off. He's chewed them off, and it hasn't even been 24 hours yet. So instead, he's now focusing on the squeaker. So please excuse that if it is annoying, but essentially I'm here to finish this video. And if you're still here, you'll know I was reading The Ministry of Time, and I didn't give it time. I DNF'd this one. I don't think that this is a book for me. I'm so glad I didn't buy it myself. I couldn't get along with this writing. I got about 100 pages in, and I didn't even know what was going on. There were so many things happening and not a lot happening, if that makes any sense. I don't like how it was written. That's my main issue. It was trying too much, and there was so much going on, and it tried to be comedic. It really wasn't, and I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. So instead of pushing through like I did Lightlark, when I wish I had have just DNF'd that one, I decided to cut my losses and just DNF this one. So there you have it. That is the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed watching. It has been a fun experiment, and I'm probably going to stick to what I know I like. But it has been fun. I've enjoyed my time reading and trying a Kindle as well. It's been incredible. So thanks, Mary, for all your books, and you'll be glad to have them back now after about a month. So yeah, I'm ending it here. Again, let me know in the comments what you thought of these books. If you have enjoyed them, let me know. And I guess keep your pages turning, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!